Hi, it's Bob Haas here with Haas Golf 180. I'm trying to make you a smarter, better, faster golfer through geometry. It's not a bad idea to brush up on some geometry. I'm not an expert on it by any means, but I certainly use an application of geometry in getting to my answers in the golf swing, so it's very helpful. 4 types of geometry that you should just take a look at are going to be basic geometry. Basic geometry is going to be your XY geometry, which is 2 lines, more or less. Any flat edge you're hitting on a putting green would be classic basic geometry. We're also going to be using tangent geometry. Classic example of tangent geometry is going to be 2 lines on the ground and a circle. So here's a circle right here, placed on the ground, you have 2 lines in a circle. My trademark right over here is a classic example of tangent geometry. So when you notice the trademark there, you notice circles and straight lines. And we can actually arrive to a perfect golf swing using circle and straight lines. That's tangent geometry. Now, when you have plane geometry, it starts coming to light. So if this comes up off the ground, we are now using plane geometry right there. So you got XY down at the bottom, which is the ground, and you have the plane, which is off the ground. This would be a classic example of XY, or actually plane geometry, which looks like this right here. So you got XY down here on the ground, which is by my left hand, and then you have a plane right here. Now bear in mind, perfect golf swings use tangent plane geometry, which is the tangent of my trademark over there. When it comes to life, it looks like this right here. So we have a circle in the middle, and on the outside we have straight lines right over here. This is going to be classic tangent plane geometry, and we can arrive to a perfect swing through tangent plane geometry. So if you don't believe that there's a perfect swing, learn how to measure and use tangent plane geometry. Clearly we have a perfect golf swing. Now, there seems to be 2 basic languages in golf at the moment. One language uses this right here. So this says, if you're using a measuring device, it says face equals direction and path equals spin. This is going to be a putting language. There is a certain group of golf instructors that actually use this language for the full swing, and some of their measuring devices. It's simply incorrect because this is a putting only language. This would hold true on the ground only. Very easy to see how this works simply by taking your putter to the putting green. If you cut across the ball, you'll see spin on the ball, or the direction the golf ball begins in is going to be the direction your club face is lined in. Again, this would be putting only on that language right there. So when we use the full swing, we don't want to use that language whatsoever. The full swing actually uses this language right here. So the full swing is a ball flight language. So when your golf swing comes up off the ground, more or less like this, now we're using plane language. So a plane is going to actually create 9 ball flights, depending upon whether you have a good swing or a bad swing, which we'll show in just a brief second. So what the plane language is going to say is it's going to have 9 ball flight laws. The club face creates spin. The path is going to equal direction plus angle, and the height of the golf ball is determined by the angle, and center striking the golf ball is going to be a balanced swing. And these are all different things we're going to be showing in future videos for you as well, but let's basically show you how this works using geometry. So the putting language, of course, again, the ball rolling along the ground, which we just spoke about. When this comes up off the ground, now we're using plane geometry as a language. The golf club's not going to work on a single plane per se, because we don't have single lines when we swing the golf club. So if we did have a single line from the shoulder to the body, using this line right here, we could clearly use a single plane to swing the golf club on. In the golf swing, though, there's going to be multiple arcs. There's going to be one plane. It's going to be the one the hands work on. And the club path is going to be warping from in front to behind the single plane. So this right here is not going to be a plane itself, the club path. We're going to explain this in future videos. If you swing the golf club with a perfect swing, this is the type of ball flight you're going to get right here. So wherever we aim this, no matter where we aim this, we will get that ball flight right there with this type of swing. And the curvature of the golf ball is only going to be determined by your club face, whether it being open, closed, or square. Now if you had a bad swing, you're going to have ball flights that look like this right here. So if your swing is less than perfect, you're going to have one of those types of ball flight using tangent plane geometry. And all 9 ball flights are going to look just like this right here. But this is the ball flight you're going to receive with tangent plane geometry. I hope this is helpful in determining what sort of measuring device and information you're going to be using to determine what's happening in your golf swing.